Hey, what is up, YouTube? So, I got a revised deck version for you guys on the previous deck that I uploaded. Again, it's just a revised version. I hope you guys like it, and I'll just get right into it. So, we run Triple Spy. Triple Spy gets you into your rank 4s, and it also is a 25 defense wall when it has Necro Valley out in the field. It's good to set him, flip him to your opponent's turn. Let's say they torrential it, and then you can you haven't wasted your resource or your normal summon, so he's really good for that. Then we have Triple Agent of Creation Venus. She becomes a 2000 attack beater when you have Gachi Gachi out in the field, and that's pretty much her main purpose, is just to get out your Gachi Gachis and have some protection. Then we have Triple Shine Balls. Again, he gets you into your Gachi Gachis and your rank 2s and whatever you feel like running. Then we have your Searcher of the deck, Agent of Mystery Earth, gets you your agent monsters, typically, obviously, the only target, Venus. And she makes your Cards of the Sky live because it's almost like a Pot of Greed. Then for the 1-ofs, we run Descendant, good spot removal, 2000 beater when you have Necro Valley on the field. Then one Gravekeeper's Guard, 1900 defense, and just gets rid of those monsters that you can't really destroy by battle. Then we run one Thunder King, stop searches, stop special summons, good overall, 1900 beater. One Doom Caliber Knight, 1900 beater. I just put him in here because your opponent will have to think of ways to get around this guy, and essentially that's just going to buy you time to set up for your plays in the future. He's got an 18 defense, so he's good for setting if you don't really feel like summoning him in attack position. Then we have one Bullblader. I added him in here because there will be times when you have monsters that you really can't just beat over, and it's good to have him because he can just crash into any monster that they're just sitting on or any really, really big beater that they have. Let's say he attacks into a 5,000 attack monster. He destroys that monster and you take no battle damage, and this guy is destroyed also. Then we have one Traptrix Mermelio because she searches out your trap hole cards. Again, puts your opponent into an awkward position when they have to think of what resources and what to do and what not to do, basically. And then for the last monster, we have one Banisher of the Radiance. Banisher of the Radiance is essentially another macro. He's good with the lock. If you have like a Vanity's Emptiness, your opponent can't special summon, and all cards that you activate won't be sent to the grave. Therefore, Vanity's Emptiness will actually survive on the field. So again, it just this deck really kind of puts your opponent into a spot where they just have to think of what to MST and what to pop. So you really don't have to worry, and I really like decks where you don't have to stress yourself about what to protect. So then we have the traps. We have two Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain is pretty self-explanatory. One trap hole, one bottomless trap hole for your targets for Mermelio. One Solemn Warning. One Torrential Tribute. One Mirror Force. One Compulsory Escape Device. And then one Macrocosmos because you are running a stun build. Now onto the spells, we run Double Pot of Duality. Again, consistency. Sets up your plays. Double Forbidden Lance, protects your monsters, good for the damage step. Double MST, just gets rid of back row that you might have problems with. Draw power, we have Cards from the Sky. That's essentially a Pot of Greed when you combo it off with Earth. One Supply Squad. Again, you want draw power. They think, well, should I MST this or should I MST Defissure? So usually they'll just do Defissure and you're stuck with this. You still get your pluses. One Regeki, one Dimensional Fissure, one Necro Valley. This actually does come in handy a lot, I've actually figured out, because obviously it boosts your Gravekeepers, but it also, even if they destroy your Defissure, their grave is still locked, and usually they want to use their grave a lot. So it's I really like it. One Book of Moon, and unfortunately a card that will be banned the next format, Snatch Steal. I guess Konami was just like, maybe we shouldn't have done that, but that's kind of unfortunate. But in the meantime, I guess we'll think of other cards to implement in this. And then onto the side deck, we run Double Vanities. I side this because some decks actually just don't special summon a lot, so we'll just decide after we go against them. 1 deck devastation virus for those cards that those monster mash decks. 1 eradicator epidemic virus because it's fun to just see your opponent just discard their entire hand and blow up their back row. 1 wiretap. Thinking about bumping it up to 2. We'll see. 1 magic drain. I sided this out just because they usually don't run MST yet, and when they side it in, that's when I side this in. Double Chalice. Chalice is good when you go against decks that play Royal Decree. I usually side these out for your Fiendish Chains. Sometimes. It depends. Usually I'll side in like a MST also. 1 creature swap because sometimes you just want to troll. You know, if you know that they sit on monsters like maybe Boojins, sit on Yamato, you can just creature swap, and then they're stuck with a monster that you have the choice to destroy or not. And then 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, the 3rd one. 1 Swords of Concealing Light because it's a Book of Moon basically. 2 Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. He's really good against Light Sworns, and he's really good against Boojins. I've actually started with a Kaiku, a D-Fissure, and I was going against Boojins, and they actually really couldn't do anything. So he kind of actually scooped after that, just because I had a bunch of back row also. And then the 2nd Doom Caliber Knight, and 1 Banisher of the Radiance. So that's the side deck. For the extra deck, I'll show you some cards that I would actually recommend. First off being Ancient Sacred Wyvern. I actually had a duel yesterday against a friend, and this guy got up to 10,000 attack. So he is just, that's an OTK in itself. So it's really good. 1 Iron Chain, because when he inflicts battle damage to your opponent, they send the top 3 cards of their deck to the grave. And if you have macro, they're banished. 1 Ally of Justice Cataster. 1 Armades Keep of Boundaries. 166 Key Beetle because he protects your cards. 1 Crazy Box because he does have pretty good effects, and let's say he does destroy himself, you can always just chain the virus. 1 Black Ship of Corn. 1 Maystroke for protection. 1 Castel. 1 Gachi Gachi. And obviously the Leviair because you will want to get your banished monsters back. But overall, guys, that's been the deck. I really hope you enjoyed it. 40 card deck. But if you liked it, just go ahead and share a like, comment your opinions, and overall, that's it. Jake Blake, out.